Well, that didn't work.
So it's like Overwatch, but less porn.
Yep, that's a penis.
I take it back, it's about the same amount of porn. Storytelling has become one of gaming's biggest strengths over the years. Even when it's the same story being told over and over, the strength doesn't come from the plot or the resolution, it comes from the character's growth and unique personalities. It's uniquely different not because of the situation, but because of how this specific character reacts to the situation. Firewatch is an atmospheric narrative that thrives by the interaction between our characters.
No, I am getting drunk.
From the very beginning, you can already tell something is off. You're reading a story about a man who meets his wonderful wife, but in the short spurts of gameplay, you see that Henry's life isn't a reflection of that story. Though the man does have some riz, you can't deny.
You're pretty. And 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Look at that, guys. Dude, that man got some riz.
But it's not until the end of the prologue that we see what pushed him to try to escape his everyday life. Some games thrive through their ability to set their tone with flashy effects and boppy music, but Firewatch sets its own tone with its quiet setting and small, still movements. There's rarely music in this game, but when there is, it tends to be soft and somber to match the tone of the situation you're in. And whenever you traverse the world, there's no waypoints, no distracting arrows, you get a map and a compass. It was giving you a freedom of open world a whole year before Breath of the Wild, and this completely plays to the game's strengths. Even if every rock, tree, and creek looks the same, just by your experience in the wilderness, you'll have every route memorized, and then you won't even be using the map at all. But let me break down this game for you real quick. Henry becomes a forced lookout to separate himself from the real world, and already being a day into the job, he has to take care of some rowdy, nude, rude teenagers playing with some fireworks.
I'm dropping this in the water.
Maybe another typical day on the job, but then you begin to suspect that maybe Henry isn't alone in the wilderness. You start gathering evidence that someone is following you, watching you. Your walkie-talkie line gets tapped, so you have to get another one, and then you get hit on by your boss.
Maybe it'd be nice to get together at the end of the summer.
Huh?
Someone is stealing your bed sheets and then leaving them in rummaged camping spots. They're delivering a cassette tape of your conversations out of context as blackmail. You're convincing yourself none of this can be happening and it's gotta all be in your head. You eat a granola bar that's several years old.
Yeah, I'm eating it.
Did these things actually have an expiration date? Or the deeper down the rabbit hole you go, the more complex and mysterious the circumstances around you are. As your anxiety becomes more intense, the scenery mirrors it with its smoky air and its dark red sky. And also you can have a turtle. Turtle. The dialogue shines by taking every detail of your prior decisions and using that as building blocks for your character's development, and utilizing every detail of an area to provide more context, whether it's story context or your character telling stories.
Pants, they're back. Guys, I can't believe pants are back in style.
And the humor in the game is pretty good too. I wouldn't lie to you about that.
Someone gets fired.
Fired? Get it? They get fired, guys? Aha!
But without giving anything away, the resolution is both satisfying and unsatisfying, tying up loose ends of its original mystery but leaving what happens next vague and limited to only your imagination. If I had one complaint about the game, it would be its length. It's only about 3 to 4 hours max, and I spent about half an hour of that looking for a turtle.
He's here!
So overall, does it still hold up 7 years later?
Uh-oh.
Well, if that's the case, it's gotta be 7 turtles out of 10.
I'm headed off to Ocean Shawnee, where the birds and the bees won't know me.